Happy Valley on a Wednesday night for a 9-race programme, with our feature race being the Weifeng Centenary Bowl. That is race number 6 on the programme. Very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joining the studio here by our former analyst Paul Lally and race caller Brett Davis as well. And Brett, again, we've got the 9, so an early start for us Wednesday night.
That's right, Andrew. Yeah, 6:45 for race number 1 on the card. So it's an early start, rail in the C position. And again, it's a competitive night's racing, for sure.
Certainly is. A couple of first starters to get our teeth into, Paul. No jackpots though this week. We've had a couple of big ones go off recently.
We have, haven't we? Yeah, there's all the money's been won, but we can always create some new ones if a few of these outsiders, or a few outsiders, do get up. But some good racing and some really competitive ones. I'm really looking forward to that last race as well. It looks pretty good, and you got Playa del Puente, who was impressive, looking as a Derby aspirant.
And the Derby winner in Australia, Extra Butte, on Extra Brute on debut.
You like your Brute, do you?
And the Tasmanian Derby winner as well.
I'm a Brute 33 man from way back, actually, Paul. Yeah.
Amazing feats he's called now. There was plenty to get through, of course, looking forward. We're going to need to get looking back, though, first. There's another horse with Derby aspirations on the weekend as well, Champions Way. So we have a look in our racing review. So it was the Panasonic Cup, which is our feature race on the weekend. So the return of Champions Way went off favourite, only beaten once last season. They swing into the straight, though. There's only a couple of horses behind him. It was the free-rolling Encouraging, who they couldn't catch.
Yeah, it was a really good ride, too, all considering the amount of pressure that he copped in the early stages. He just, here he started to tire, and then the 10 pounds off for Alfred Chan kicked in. Good standing, couldn't get any closer, and neither could anything else from back in the field. Obviously, it was a nice run by the third horse there, and Fast Most Furious. But, yes, a great win by Encouraging. He's come a long way in a short time.
He has. He's going so well, isn't he? And Alfred Chan as well. He's just about to lose his 10 pound
16
claim.
now. 4 to go.
Yep. 4 to go. And that was a track record as well, beating Beauty Generations, Mark. 1:19 and change, an extraordinary time. I think John Moore's now said he's got to rethink his plans. He was thinking of Chevalier Cup, maybe something different for him. But that's where we might see Champions Way next. Is that what I read?
Well, John mentioned on the day that the 4-year-old series was the go
Ultimately
for Champions Way. So whether we see him before then, I'm not sure. But he was ultimately disappointing. Couldn't really keep up in the first sort of 100 metres, and then just raced very ordinary by the looks of it. All
right, it's a long time till March, though, of course. Here's the ratings changes on the weekend. Encouraging got 7 for that. Simply the Best, a big winner on debut, got 10. Zach Purton had a good day out as well.
He did, didn't he? And look, Blastoise, one of his winners, he came right and he won. He'd only had the limited start, so it was a good win from him. Unicorn Baby at a big price. A couple of big price ones there, and it was good to see Alex Lai get off the mark too.
Absolutely.
With Mongolian Legend.
Yeah, terrific for Alex. He's had a bad time of things with injury over the last 2+ years. So great to see his hard effort and all the hard work he's done behind the scenes be paid off.
Yeah, I think it's about 2.5 years since his last winner, so that was a great result. And Reeves Muntjac on the board as well earlier on the programme. They were the big winners on the day. Then we'll see if we can find you some more with our horses to follow. Right, loads of first starters to choose from, Paul, and that's where you've gone, is it?
Yeah, I've gone with a bit of an obvious one, to be honest, but I quite like the run here from Sky Darcy. It was a really good closing sectional from him. This was over 1,200 metres, and he is a half to a Brisbane Cup winner, so the further the better. Wait till he gets up to, I think a mile will see the best of him earlier on, but here over 1,200 metres, trained by Casper Founds on debut, I thought it was a really good run from him. Darcy Brahmers go well on the dirt, so there's another possibility for him. But just the way he finished off this race, I think a win from him is not very far, and he looks like a really good debutant here in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
That was simply the best winning. I was thinking you were going to break out into a bit of Tina Turner across the line, Brett, but you...
no, unfortunately for you, Andrew, I'll keep that for another time.
What did you find?
Well, I've gone the other end of the stick, an old-timer, well-exposed type in Pretty Bohemia. This guy hasn't done a lot in a while, but you can see here him angling to the outside, and he does respond to some vigour final stages. He got the drop in grade, so it was an easier contest. Blastoise sat outside the leader. He went on to win. You can just see here Pretty Bohemia starting to pick up. He's a little bit all over the shop over the final few hundred metres, but that's the first time I've seen him hit the line with a bit of purpose for quite some time. So with that in mind, keep your beady eye on him.
Especially at the Valley too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Again, going down the first starter road with my horse to follow. There's actually 4 horses in this race making their debuts. The one that finished closest is Take What You Need, who finished in 3rd place. We've got the Weatherman, the grey, another one, Elegear, who we've highlighted. And the other one is Ethiopian Yarn. It actually closes off quite strongly out the back. He's looking for miles further. But both Elegear and Ethiopian Yarn, 22.36 and 22.43 respectively. You can see him closing off quite strongly there. It's only his first start. Take What You Need, the obvious one, finishing closest there. But I thought all of them did enough there to be a second look at next time.
Yeah, they all look like they've got a decent-sized engine, that's for sure.
All right, that's the horses to follow. Stewards are busy on the weekend. Grant van Niekerk, couple of days and 30,000 for Falcon Turbo. Derek Long with Super Junior, who won that race we just looked at. Karis Teaton and Kobe Opper, a couple of days, 23rd to the 28th of November. And then going back to last week, Iron Boy, again Grant, 2 days, 30,000, and Alfred Chen on E-Generation, 12.5 grand. And he's out for 2 race days, end of November and the start of December. Right. I think that brings us up to speed then, as far as looking back is concerned. One horse actually out of Wednesday night's programme, and that is Top Military. He's now replaced by Fearless Fire. Zach Purton will be in the saddle. Zach scored on a promoted start on the weekend as well in Splendour and Gold. 9 races for them then as on Wednesday night. We're racing on the C course as well. We kick things off with the Class 5 of the 1,200 metres. The feature comes up as race number 6. Superb Agility carries saddlecloth number 1. Happy Valley for the first time as he drops into Class 5 for the first time as well. La Bomba, runner-up last time out behind After Me. Blooming Spirit with the blinkers back on. As the same could be said for Garten of Gara. Great Sun, fourth last time out, again behind After Me. Great Victory gets the blinkers on for the first time. He's second up for the season. And Fox Chung also second up. Still a maiden after 12 starts. He'll jump from barrier 4 with Alex Lai in the saddle. Blooming Spirit, Exponents and Majestic Endeavour are the horses that have been up at Chung Fa within the last month.
Good to slow is what's labelled. However, there is the possibility that there may be a little bit more pace, in my opinion anyway. I think you can look at a horse like Happy Cooperation, maybe Blooming Spirit from a wider barrier, and Great Sun might be surging for the lead if La Bomba misses at a half. There's a possibility of more pace, but good to slow underneath the setup we can see.
A pretty fit horse now is La Bomba. This will be his 3rd run for the season. You can see he's under a decent hold. He generally works really well, this horse, and he has been backed a little bit in a couple of his runs, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He is in the Class 5 for the 3rd time as well. Big Bully, just a nice quiet workout for him. Vincent Ho working on him here, and he'll take the ride on race day. He's been pretty consistent in this grade as well and comes here to Happy Valley, and he's just ticking over nicely enough as Big Bully. And Happy Cooperation, I just thought I'd show him. He's the one closest to us. Ignore those two on the inside. He's a really well-rated horse. He's now down to a rating of 33. He's getting on in age as an 8-year-old. His work I think, has picked up a little bit.
All right, OK, we'll keep an eye on him. We'll start off with the most recent effort of La Bomba, Royal Chocolate, Great Sun and Exponents. La Bomba fares best on this occasion. They're chasing home After Me.
He did chase home well, considering first up he blazed away and weakened right out. So it was a much better performance. You made Royal Chocolate a horse in this race, Andrew, to have an each-way bet on. He ran well, and Great Sun was up there and just sort of weakened out. So, again, those 3 will give their backers a sight, definitely, I would have thought.
Yeah, I thought Great Sun was a good run because he drew wide and had to work a little bit to get across, and he'll be 3rd up now, so I'm going to side with him.
All right, he's got barrier 6 this time round. Blooming Spirit gets the gear change. The blinkers go back on. They take the cheek pieces off. We were just on for 1 start last time out.
They were, and it was his first run down in this class. Now he comes to the Valley for a run in Class 5. Drawn 9, so where he ends up early, I'm not sure, but he can definitely race handy. He is coming back from 14 to 12, so maybe he has to sit further back. I'm not sure where he's going to end up, so I'm just going to leave him out because of that.
Yeah, I just wonder if there'll be a little bit more positive with those blinkers on just to sharpen him up a little bit. But you're right, the query is where he's going to be in the run.
All right, Garten of Gara, probably not too many queries about where, well, he'll be forward, whether he's leading or not, I'm not sure, but hasn't managed to get across the line in front in 24 starts now.
No, he's had 6 seconds, this horse. 6 thirds, sorry, a second and a 6 thirds. And one of those, that second that he did get was in Class 4. So he is sort of capable. He's in the right grade, but he's been a disappointing horse. They are putting the blinkers on him, so see if that works.
He has been disappointing, I agree, but he was unlucky not to get to the line there. He just got run down by one that came out of the pack. He'll be in there with a chance again and drawn well. He doesn't have to push early. He can just sit there and maybe he can crack at them again late. I'd find it difficult to leave him out.
Yeah.
All right, punters have gone with Royal Chocolate at this stage, Paul. Still a maiden after 21, but top 4 finish on 8 occasions.
He has. I haven't got him in, though. I'm going to go with Great Sun, just with that extra run under his belt now and a lot better draw. I think he can just sit in the 1-1 and get the perfect run in the race. So he's on top, Galton Agarrow from the front. We talked about him, and he's well rated in his Class 4 form. Blooming Spirit, the query is where he's going to drop in. If he drew a lot lower, I would have probably had him up towards the top, but just with that barrier 9, I've just pushed him down into 3rd. And Big Bully coming here to Happy Valley, so he's only had the 1 start here before. He's drawn 11. I think he'll get back and run on late. 6-4-3-7.
Yep, I think he'll definitely look for some cover, Big Bully. I'm going to take a chance with him as the long shot because I can't get a proper read on the pace. I think potentially, as Paul said, if Blooming Spirit does go forward with those blinkers on, you get a horse like Happy Cooperation from 5 wants to kick up, all of a sudden you might have a log jam through the first couple of 100 metres. And I want something at a bit of value in this type of grade. So I'll go with Big Bully to sit back and maybe crush them late. Over Royal Chocolate, La Bomba, Galton of Garrow, Blooming Spirit, Great Sun, they're all chances in the race, but I want value and he'll be at 7.
Yeah, not straightforward. The first, I ended up with Galton of Garrow, blinkers back on. Hasn't been too far away. I think it'll be close once more. 4 and 2 is my cue there in the opener. That's the Class 5 over the 1,200 metres.